Hey guys, my name is Lindsay Mitchell. I am a physician assistant and I'm the founder of VitalSide. And we have with us Jonathan Parr, who is a physical therapist at Parr PT. And our goal today is to really talk to you about the brain and the body connection, specifically how it relates to people who have chronic conditions and chronic symptoms. And today we're going to talk about pain. So pain, we hear it everywhere. Most people have pain. I've done it before where I've asked people who is experiencing pain, and most people are raising their hand for one reason or another, whether it's chronic or acute pain. But what's interesting from my experience working with people who have chronic conditions is that pain is a warning signal from the brain. It's not always a measure of tissue injury. Just because this arm is experiencing pain doesn't necessarily mean that there's an acute tissue injury. So what I've noticed is, working with people who have chronic pain or chronic injuries, that oftentimes it's a result of the sympathetic nervous system turning on and that fight or flight response turning on, the brain sending a message saying, send help here, and inflammation increases. Have you seen that before, Jonathan?
Yeah, that's pretty spot on with how we view it even with physical therapy, is that when your body takes in that signal, it causes that sympathetic response, to go into that hyperdrive. And so when you're thinking about circulation, when you think about muscle tension, all these things can cause those muscles, let alone to just fatigue themselves. And then when fatigue, you go into compensation, and then compensation results in excess movement that maybe you weren't supposed to do originally. And because you're moving a little bit different now you're causing pain to another side. So that vicious cycle of feeling pain, the response from the body, what happens to the tissues, and then what you do afterwards continues to go in circles. So from a movement standpoint, the idea is not only to address, let's just say, your neck or shoulders, which typically everyone carries their stress in their neck and shoulders. If you're kind of in this guarded position, this is a not normal posture. So the idea is, as you start to bring more awareness to the body on this position, you start to calm some other systems. So that sympathetic response, or that hyperdrive. So what we like to do is bring you more awareness first. That way we can truly tell, is it really soft tissue related? Or is it something that internally was going on in the body that resulted in these pain signals? So a good way to do this is if you're thinking about this position and maybe your head's a little bit forward. So if you're looking from the side, this may be your stress position. Mm-hmm. Now, the goal, what we try to do is find different activities and exercises that give you the awareness to, okay, this is actually my normal position, my resting position. This is not a normal position. Well, now I have a little bit of feedback where my head needs to be in space. And one of the things that we do to accomplish this is actually just a simple exercise called chin tucks. And I'm sure everyone has heard of it. It's good for posture and everything else. But for me, we look at it, what is going to give you the awareness of where your head is supposed to be? Mm-hmm. So if you want to you can go sideways, so it's a little bit easier for people to see. And then our position here, we want to be able to basically make a double chin without forcing the movement. So it's going to be lightly retracted enough to where you can feel these muscles on the front of the neck contract, but not so much that you're straining. What happens is a lot of people will end up, as they come back, they round their shoulders, and that ends up causing a lot of more tension in the chest and in the neck. So in that position, you're going to lightly tuck your chin. There we go. And you're going to hold for 5-10 seconds, whatever you feel comfortable. And then when you relax lightly, so go ahead and lightly relax out of it. And that's it. So it's a very small movement. So if you're looking at the chin tuck, it should be from here to here. And it's so small, but that little window gives you an idea on how much your head should be really moving just statically. So when you do get in a position that you're either too far here or too far here, your brain recognizes it as something foreign and it makes the correction. So that correction will reduce the compensation, again, translating over to a less of a sympathetic response or that stress response.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I love that. And so with that less of a sympathetic response, you're basically telling your brain that with this position, you know, a threat is not present. You don't have to increase that inflammation.
Correct.
You don't have to be on guard. And it can be as simple as that, just doing that for a couple seconds. I love that. That's great information. Cool.
And it's pretty simple too, because you can actually do this. In sitting might be a little bit more challenging, but it's better to do it while you're laying down. That way your whole body's relaxed. So you can find different positions that work best for you, but highly effective.
Okay, awesome. Good to know. Well, if you want to know more information about, you know, some quick techniques that you can use to decrease pain, you can contact Jonathan at his Instagram, Parr PT Austin, or you can contact me at Vitalside at my Vitalside. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Bye-bye.